A button, a button, a button, button. Alrighty. I feel like I need a light over here somewhere. It probably would help to have better lighting in my office in general, but I like it not being bright. Alright, we're gonna do the thing. Anywho, Fafford will be doing TDO probably tomorrow night. Actually, I haven't even touched the anniversary because I'm still running my 5 billion alts over to the anniversary island to get their quivers. And Kevin, if you're here, I'm going to bother the cat. Hi, Stormlost. Look at Stormlost. Alright. Stormlost, come here. Oh, man. She left treats in her box, so when she comes back, I'll give her her treats. She had to go see what that noise was in the other room. That being said, so here we are. We're in a place called Minas Elendur. It is very famous for having 23 places, locations that you have to find to get a deed, that if you complete the deed, you get the title of the Thorough. So we're going to go acquire that title. Stormlost, what are you doing? So we got like a couple of the places located. So let's get logged in. Let's get logged in. I'm going to start with a little bit of shenanigans. So if I was playing DDO, it'd be shenanigans. I've made that pun many a time and it never took off. Very sad. Oh, game. Why you make my stream look... Okay, so we're in Region. Man, I love plugins. Alright, hold on. Hold. Do I actually have an unclaimed... Okay, so right now it's actually being truthful. Okay, whatever, game. Go away. Well, in fairness, it's now, hold on, how much time we have left? 4 days and change. So now is a good time for that, that little new message to start popping up here. It's like, oh my god, you're running out of time. How many mithril coins? No. Ooh, I crossed 100 gold. That's nice. No, what am I looking for? How many ancient script do I have? Okay. Not a ton. Not like my other server. Keep this item. If you ever get Erebrandier's Horseshoe, keep it. Because there are... It's an item that Standing Stone mucks about with. Or I don't know if they have done it recently, but they have mucked about with it in the past to where if you do certain hidden things in the game, certain extra cool things happen. It's actually really, really fun. And this has been going on since the Turbine days, and Turbine, and then, you know, it's regenerative Standing Stone games. They don't tell us what it does, and they're never going to, and that's fine. I like the mystery, and it's a puzzle for people to always try to figure out what the situation is, and so that's fun. Alright, that being said, we have to kill a whole bunch of orcs and collect treasure coffers for the actual epic quest. That's all you have to do in here, and then you can head on out and continue the epic story. But there's this deed here called Exploring from Top to Bottom, and we've only found one of the items, and there are 23 of them. And you get a little bit of information every time you get one. The central courtyard in Minas Alender was taken early by the forces of evil when the war came to Eregion. The statue was untouched by the orcs, but its sad countenance witnessed a great deal of pain and death on the grass below. And of course, the statue is of Gil-galad, who didn't survive too much long afterwards. Okay, so we have to kill one more despoiler, 3 more berserkers, collect 4 coffers, and find 22 locations. Alrighty. Now, one of the things is this is not an instance space, so there's always the chance of wraiths to spawn. Alright, we've got all of those. We got all of those. Alright, so now I'm just going to look for the treasure coffers, and one of the neat things about the map is now that you can make the map mini-map, like this. This is hot. This is definitely going to help me when I'm wandering around. Though it's not as good as, but hey, I can make it bigger. Do I really need it to fill up my entire screen? No, not really. And honestly, I kind of don't like it that way. Okay, so that was the way out. I didn't realize that. Oh yeah, that was the way out, wasn't it? Oopsie doodle. And I have to make a note of the fact that, as you can see, Lotra's map is dynamic. As you change zones, the map changes the zone with you. I will just quietly point out that World of Warcraft's in-game map does not do that. Okay. Let's go this way first. Got a room with a pool in it. I wonder about this pool, though. I noticed it has the lighting effect. You can see the Pleiades in reverse here. So it has this room has the effect of, oh, it's nighttime outside. Really? Is that the real skybox outside? Wait a minute. No! Hold the phone. Wait a minute. Wait one gosh darn minute. Let's go back outside for just a second and see what time of day it is outside. So everybody remember where we parked. And it's really difficult for me to see the small version of the map. Okay, so it's daytime outside, right? Daytime. But in that one room with the pool, it was a starry night. This particular room didn't trigger anything, which is kind of weird. You would think that this would be a room that would have its own name or location on it. We've gone through all 4 corners. This should also be a room. Is this not sus? It's very sus here. This is definitely a room up in here. There we go. We found the room of dread. Dun, 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 dun. Why are there layers here? What? Okay, so we're now in the basement. So I want to actually go back upstairs and try to find most of the upstairs spaces first before I start going down to the basement stuff. Okay, I can't get through that door. That's very not polite. Alright, we came from that way and we can go this way. I'm trying to be methodical about it. Trying to avoid as much backtracking as possible. There's going to be backtracking. Okay, we found the room of doors. So there's lots and lots of doors. Another Delotham? Yeah, Delotham. Yeah, we're saving all the Delotham stuff for later. Another room. The northern room. It's only a northern song. Alright, we got a door here. We keep getting directed to Lotham, and I don't want to go there just yet. Was there a door in this corner? There was not. Okay, this is the way we came in. I'm trying to, like, anytime I have a turn, I always try to take the left-hand turn to kind of keep things organized, so I'm not going in weird directions. Now, a burglar would be the best class to do this particular thing in. Simply because burglars could just stealth past all the dang mobs. So I wonder about these. Like, it feels like there should be glass here or something. Okay, so we first came in from where? No, we're gonna go through this doorway though. Okay, we finally found our first treasure chest. Treasure coffer. Okay, we're gonna take the left-hand door. And it takes us down to Delotham. Okay, we came in from that away. Okay, we found the southeast aisle. And sometimes when wandering around and looking for things, you have to figure out which floor something is on. Hi, Patine. How's the taters? And Holly, how you doing? Y'all miss me giving the gear store customer service a piece of my mind today. Not happy with them. I forgot there was supposed to be that there's bears in here. Okay, the circular courtyard. Still a little bit surprised I haven't found only that one treasure coffer so far. Alright. Taking all the left-handed passages for now, and then we'll get it straightened out. We're doing Minas Elendur. That's a Delotham thing. We're avoiding the Delotham stuff for right now. I'm trying to get all the stuff on the main floor found first. Which is probably not the best way of doing this, honestly. This feels like it should be a room. This feels like it should be a room that has a name to it. I can't go through that door. Can't go through that door. You always need the wiki map for this? Yeah. What was dinner? Kroger chicken. It's Kroger chicken day. It was a Kroger chicken day today. They did pretty good on the person doing the thing did pretty good on the purchasing, with one exception, and it was sadly the one thing that I wanted a specific thing for, and they did not do the thing. So I'm probably going to file a feedback for that. Okay, that goes down to the Delotham. Because the item they picked, it was for a specific cut of meat. And it was a particular one that I was getting because it was on sale, and it was like my favorite kind of this particular cut of meat. And the shopper went and got a different kind. It's a specific kind of roast. It has a lot of marbling in it. And they went and got something that was roughly the same price, actually a little bit cheaper. But the reason it was cheaper was because it came from the clearance section, because it had the clearance sticker on it. And was actually a much worse cut of meat with much less marbling. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it, because I had certain plans, because the marbling on that particular cut of meat makes it really good for beef jerky. And I was really wanting some bulgogi beef jerky. But Druid isn't getting bulgogi beef jerky because the shopper didn't do a good job. Alright. And that's kind of what you have to risk when you have shoppers shopping for you. It do be what it do be. Alright, there's that door. Does that go downstairs? It does. Okay. I'm going to go this way first. Alrighty. So we're back in this little area. So now what I'm going to start doing is going down into the basement. So let's go find the first basement door we can find. This is kind of where I really need to make this bigger so I can see. I just kind of wish they would make this map bigger within the window. So it fills up, like, all this black space is, it's like, I can't do anything with that. Alright. In fact, I'm probably going to just make my map go back to the normal full screen and get on my face. We're just going to follow the mini map from now on. Alright, so we have that way, then we came that way, and we didn't go in here. Alright, we found the southeast corner. Sort of like when the person chooses vanilla yogurt when there's no sour cream. Not really. It's like you ordering the extra crispy fries and they get the extra crispy fries. Well, maybe not quite that bad. Storm lost. Where you little kitten cattin'? Okay, it goes down to the basement. Try to do all the stuff on the same level first and then go down to the basement. Most researchers we know have that personal shoppers for online orders say no discount items can be used for orders. You would think that. You would think that would be the guideline. It was not the guideline. Alright. We're going to go down to Dolotham now and start clearing up the Dolotham stuff. But I'm going to find a way to make it work. I might just probably need to tenderize the meat somehow. Or instead of making beef jerky, probably actually just use it as a roast. But that means I need to get some stuff to make a roast, which I don't have to make a roast. We found the rubble-filled room. I don't know if it's particularly filled with rubble. Hi, Montclair. Ooh, pineapple has an enzyme that breaks down meat. Well, I don't have any pineapple in the house, but now that you reminded me about that. And you know how I know that pineapple has an enzyme in it? Because I watch Guga. I watch Guga videos on Facebook and YouTube. And he has talked about it before. But then that tells me I should probably do a second order, just have some pineapple delivered. Actually, I like me some crushed pineapple. Cooking the roast low and slow to make pulled beef. Ooh, that's a thought. Because people don't really understand. It actually... When I was reading some of the food reviews on the Kroger website about the various cuts of meat and whatnot, and there was one about a special roast that people were complaining that it was tough and chewy, and it's like people were putting like 5 stars on it saying, learn how to cook! Because yeah, if you cook meat too quickly... One of the random dudes in The Last Jedi is named Low and Slow after the Beastie Boys song. Nice. Very nice. Okay, that's a room. That's a stairway back up. Let me double check the stairway. Okay. Well, hey, double thing. Oh, this is the room that I could never find. This is the room I always had the hardest time finding, and I wasn't even looking for it now. And I already found it, and I got all my other 2 coppers. First time I saw that, I was like, what the hell? What is that? So we still need to find 3 things in Minas Elendur. Good evening, Tiger. How you doing? Too bad you can't count watching the same streamer twice if they're on 2 different channels. Hey, ding! We done dingied. We done dinged. Level 66. That you can't get credit for watching somebody multiple times if they're on different channels. You know, like that Twitch watch streak stuff. And for a second I had to think, am I on Lotra stream or on my own channel? Because I was about to say a sweary, and I'm like, oh wait, I can swear. This is my channel. I can do a sweary. So fuck. So let me actually talk about speaking of things that make me want to swear. So being mansplained on social media was actually kind of not fun about that. So I know none of y'all watched my stream late yesterday because I had 2 viewers the entire freaking day. And one of them was a spammer that Elda like stomped into the ground before I even noticed. Like they'll say something like, "Oh, cool, nice stream. Your stream's on fire. Let's connect on Discord so I'll know when you go live." And I'm like, you dumbass, you don't need to do that. Just use Twitch's own built-in thing, because that's how that works. You put the stream on, he had a godful headache, he couldn't watch, but I think you were the only person who was watching the stream, or had it on anywhere, so I appreciate you for that, Monoflare. You don't like that the Locha stream doesn't have stream streaks, and the reason it doesn't have stream, well, yeah, because it's because Lotro stream is a weird sort of stream. It's not officially partnered, even though it has the partner flag on it. It has some of the streaming perks of partnership because it's an official company stream. Okay, we need to go over that way. But it doesn't have anything like subs or any of that stuff. And I'm actually okay with it. They don't have I wish they could do like emote slots or something, because that would be cool. That would be one way that folks could like community artists could get their art in as like a Twitch emote or something, but I also grant that would probably require some freaking approvals from Middle Earth Enterprises and all that other BS that Standing Stone has to go through to get stuff approved. You didn't feel like Taco switching from your stream to other streams back? Fair. That's fair. I mean, it was the launch of Midnight, and that was a big goddamn deal. But speaking of things that I want to complain about with reference to Midnight is that I bought the collector's edition in November. Can't go down the basement. And when there's things like this, there are street dates. Like, you need to make sure that you ship your items, do this mass shipment of all items, so people who ordered within a certain period of time was going to get their stuff before the release date. I mean, that's how these things roll. Right? And what happened was I got the email saying, hey, we made a shipping label. Wednesday night into Thursday. Okay. And so typically what that means is the very next day is when your shit is going to get picked up by the shipping company, and then the shipping process, then you can start blaming the shipping company for things not getting done on time. Okay. So we have 2 more things to find in Minas Elendur. And I think you get to both of them by going through Delotham. So we need to start looking for Delotham doorways. And so we're just going to start looking for them. Okay, so there's this room with these weird not window thingies. Okay. And so I complained about it on Blue Sky, and I posted a note. Tagging Blizzard customer service, saying, hey, what's up? And they pointed me to Gear Store customers, because I understand the Gear Store is run by a third-party company. And many Blizzard fans have noted that that has been a problem for a while now. Because either way. It was noted to be a problem. And so what happened was, okay, I sent the email to Gear Store customer support. Yay, I found the one. So now I just need to find the enclosed porch and the large balcony. Okay, everything else is down in the basement. So fast forward 2 days. Well, I sent them the email. They immediately responded, like within 10 minutes. They responded, "Yeah, we've escalated your thing to a supervisor, so we can try to get a fix for this." I'm like, "Okay, all right, I'm okay. I'm chill. We copacetic." Oh, hi. I'm gonna head down to that doorway. Actually, I have a feeling what I'm looking for is actually up here somewhere. Like this doorway or something. I wish you could shift through the various levels easily. So they said, okay, we're gonna escalate it and to a supervisor, and they're gonna work on a fix. I'm like, okay, cool. So 2 days later, I got a survey from them asking how my agent did with my resolution. Like, it was clearly the we just closed your ticket and we're sending you a thing Because we're done. We solved your issue, and now we're okay, and tell us how we did. And that's kind of when I hit the roof. And it's like, tell us about your resolution. Tell us how our employee did for the resolution. I'm like, what resolution? I would have to say I did not go full Karen on it. Because, again, I work for a company in that sort of position where I handle tickets. And so we do have surveys and feedback and all kinds of fun things like that going on with our company. However, we don't send the "we closed your ticket" email before we've actually, done the shit that we're supposed to do on the ticket. Montefiore, yeah. I mean, the timing was very sus. What Montefiore is talking about is somebody who is not my biggest fan has taken to streaming when I'm on Lotro stream, and they didn't used to stream before. And what was really suspicious about it this week, and see, this is where these folks think they're so clever, but they're not actually clever, is that their friend announced that they were streaming 5 minutes after Cordovan reposted my comment on Blue Sky that I was streaming on Lotro stream. Because I post on I announce when I'm going live or right after I've started up. Generally during the intro sequence while it's still playing. As I do a little funny post on Blue Sky saying, hey, I'm doing the stream, blah, blah, blah. And not 5 minutes later, they posted in the official Discord that they were streaming. 5 minutes after Cordo reposted my post. Mm-hmm. So, the timing is super sus. And it doesn't matter if I'm streaming during Corey's time slot or during my own time slot. They shift their time based on when I'm streaming. And the content was similar. Yeah, I kind of noticed that. Well, I will tell you that a certain somebody is aware of the issue. Well, let's just put it that way. It has been reported to those who need to know. But there's still a little bit of, well, I don't know why your numbers would be affected by that. You're not really the same audience. It's like, that's not the point. Dude, there are people who hate watch. In case you're wondering why you can never make clips on this channel, it's because there have been people who chose to find things to clip. And I've noticed a couple of them have done it unofficial, which does have clips enabled, have basically gone in and made clips that could then be reposted in other Discords, in other stuff, been screenshotted for Photoshop purposes. Yep, this is true. I no longer maintain an account on Twitter. Do I have an account on Twitter? Technically, I do. But if you look for my name on Twitter, it exists solely on an account that has absolutely nothing on it. No content posted, and I only follow one account, the Buffalo Bills. For a while, and my entire old account has been deleted. All of my content on Twitter is gone. Everything. And the way I did it is I went and renamed my old account. Immediately made a new account with the correct name on it. And didn't put any content on it. Immediately locked it down. Turned everything off. It's just basically sitting there as a name that follows one account. Hasn't posted anything, no bio, no nothing. It just exists to hold the name. So if I actually do want to go in and follow, or, you know, read up on what the Buffalo Bills are up to, I honestly just go stalk their YouTube channel anyway. Hey, I found the last thing in Minas Elendor. So it slightly annoys you that when you have a character that comes here for a quest, maps out the place that comes here for something else later, the map is gone. Yeah, this is why I do this. I think there's only... Is there another quest in here? I thought it was only the Epic came in here briefly, and then it went away. And then you never come back. Hold on. I'm actually reminded I need to do something here. Moobot. Oh, tally and look for the freebie. And I forgot to post it like a dumbass. Alright, let me go find owner. Where's the sales? Where's the sales? Oh, that's supposed on Tuesday. Aha. Because I'm the one who normally updates the sales content on Loto Streams Moobot. And it doesn't take much. It literally is updating the post for the new URL. I always use the one from the forums because it has the date built into the URL. Okay, let me fix the freebie. February 26th through March 5th. Is a free dye violet. And the coupon code is very good. Oopsie doodle. I forgot to. Let me actually post that in official Discord that I did that too. What in the hell does that have to do with Lotra Stream? Hold on, actually, let me ask Moobot. Did we update the Friday thing and the Monday thing? No. Oh, yeah, looks like Elda did. Yep, Elda is already on top of the case. Zelda's awesome. Alright, back to my chat. Guarandis! He was not shy about chatting on the official, so yeah. And I appreciate you immensely for actually chatting with me, because why would you want them to eat your whole ass? Why would you want... Never mind. By the way, for anybody who, since I'm not on my own channel, or since I'm not on the official... Hi, Luinori. For those who like to watch Jerry, he's doing a special DDO stream tomorrow, right after Voodoo Spice's stream, so probably starting up right around 3 o'clock. And he's going to be doing some DDO anniversary shenanigans. Assuming his stream stuff behaves itself. Because he was having some issues today where the game was looking really framey. And he tried to do his best to get it sorted out. And he's got a better graphics card in his system than I have in mine. And he said that it was maxing out his GPU. And I'm like, that seems so weird that DDO is doing that. But I've had similar issues like yesterday. Is sometimes my stream does get a little framey. And I thought it was an XSplit problem. Well, I thought originally maybe it had been like a Lotro or DDO setting thing. But I noticed it was also happening when I was playing WoW. So it's like, well, that exonerates Lotro and DDO. It's gotta be something to do with XSplit. But yesterday, one of the things I noticed was that WoW was hogging up 10 gigs of RAM. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So, yeah. The soup pot, what's in the soup? What kind of soup is it? What kind of soup is it? What kind of soup is it? Where's the kitty cats? Storm lost. Storm lost. I had soup at like, I don't know, 1:30 in the morning last night because I was hungry. I had hunger. Okay, so we still have 4 places to find. May actually go back down to the Dolotham map. So the 4 places we need to find, one of them is over here. One of them is clearly here. But let's aim for this one up here. So I'm gonna actually make the map a little bit smaller so I can find my way. So this deed goes a hell of a lot quicker if you're on a hunter or a warden, or you are using an out. Wait, do I have one? I do. Out of combat run speed boost. Let's go! Am I wearing the horseshoe? I am wearing the I am not wearing the horseshoe. What's the special thing that happens in here with the horseshoe? I have been seeing shades of things in various locations. Because the reason I'm not wearing the horseshoe is because there's an XP booster that I use until level 75. One thing that's actually surprised me, and maybe it's because these are all blue mobs to me, and light blue mobs, is I've not gotten a single Wraith in for a while. You'll get to see, I'm getting that even though I don't have the horseshoe equipped. Did they change that? They must have made a baseline, because yeah, I saw them earlier. Like, whoa, hey, what's going on? Maybe they had to remove it to make room for something else on the horseshoe. Because we don't know the whole list of effects of the horseshoe. Anybody else remember Jurassic Park when you see these critters? When I see them in Ark, I murder the hell out of them. Whoops, I need to go this way, actually. Clever girl. Well, no, not even a clever girl. What happened to what's his face? Ned? Had a can of soup with added taters cooked in chicken stock for dinner. Ooh. But what kind of soup? What kind of soup is the base? Nedry. Yeah. Everybody hold on to your butts. Jurassic Park was such a good movie. So many memes came out of that damn movie. And also my most famous Twitter follower was the star. Was one of the stars anyway. That's one of the sad things that I gave up with my Twitter account, is having Sam Neill following me on Twitter. Okay, I was a little bit surprised that this didn't trigger a thing. Okay, I'm also surprised that door doesn't open. The taters were good, the soup was meh. Okay, we can't go anywhere here. You know what would make this even worse up in here? Is if they made this collapse corner. If they made this, see? See? They're staying around a long time. Oh, there they go. It would be fun if they made this room to be where what's the word I'm thinking of? Where some of the doors were one-way doors, like in the Haunted Burrow. That's what I was thinking about. Well, let's turn in our treasures.
Excellent, excellent. We will bring these treasures out into the sunlight.
Alright, what's the name? Ekador again? Tell your son you're on your way. Well, we're gonna get lost first, and then we'll go tell your son where you are. Alright. So we're looking for the buried room. The central chamber, I would imagine, is like right below where we are. And the northern chamber sounds like it would be up here somewhere. And I don't know where the buried room would be. Or else the northern chamber could be up here. So I'm going to go out this way. Hi. So there. So far, I don't recall having used the wiki to find my way through this. But mainly just using the map and just like looking around to see where all the doors were and say, okay, did I go through the store yet or not? I don't remember. Because one of the things I did not want to do is get myself turned around by so it looks like something up there. There's something up here. So if I get up here, I think that's going to help me find the northern chamber. But since we're going here... let's try it this way. Let's go through here, go to this door back upstairs, and go see if I can find it that way. I'm gonna check this doorway real quick. Where are we? We're here. And this looks like something northern. There's people! Soylent Green is made of people. It's like the foundations of stones. The only way to really get through is 7 million times. I actually don't mind the foundations of stone that much. Though it does kind of suck when you fall in the green Kool-Aid and you're in a place that, well, you're just going to have to swim halfway across the damn map to get back out. Moniflayer, actually, you just reminded me about something else. Speaking of, that thing you DM'd me about. Monday night, I'm going to be doing a special stream. Monday is generally when I do my DDO streams. But I'm going to have a special giveaway. And this one's important. This is probably as big as the time where I had the Midnight Copper that I got 2 codes for and I gave one away. In that, I was given the new DDO content creator promo for this month, the campaign for this month. They gave us all copies of the Ultimate Fan Edition of Isle of Dread, which is the only expansion they never put on sale. And the reason why is, and again, monetization between Lojo and DDO are separate. It's the only one that comes with not 1, but 2 character boosts. It has both the heroic 1 through level 20 character boosts. They're called autos boxes. Like we have Valar's, DDO has autos boxes. So I have a code for the Ultimate Fan Edition of Isle of Dread. That's the expansion with the dinosaurs. And I'll be giving that away on my stream on Monday. Yeah, Fofford, you should show up for that stream. I'm just saying. Okay, so that got me in a place I didn't think I was going to go. But now I'm heading in a direction that I might be going. Okay, that wasn't where I thought it would be. I'm like, Isaac Asimov, the serial harasser of OG fandom. That, you know, he was a dirty old coot. And a hearty representation of why the hell dudes should not automatically be given a pass if they're scumbags. Even though I don't care how good they write or how important they are to the genre. Somebody should have arrested that man so many years ago. But unfortunately, he's quite dead now, so nobody's gonna arrest him for anything. Because it's not like, oh my god, but what about the genre? We can't lose his great works. And I'm like, what about the great works that would have come from all the women he harassed over decades? What about their work? Doesn't their work matter for anything? But we don't know what they would have created or done because people like him chased them away because what would happen is he would harass them and they would never come back. Because if you said anything about, oh my god, it's Isaac Asimov, you should just, you should just be, glad that he liked you. I'm like, yeah, no, that's kind of scummy. Let's look at this one. Okay, so this is the enclosed room. There's nothing here. Wouldn't it be fun if somebody did like a speed run of this? No, it wouldn't. Just saying. Is there Slayer deeds or do they count? I don't think they count because I've killed a ton of orcs. And I haven't gotten anything for them. I feel like there's a whole separate... I feel like there's a whole separate area that I'm missing here. So we're going to go check these two. And I wish I could compare the upper and lower floors at the same time. Without having the wiki at hand. To look at them both at the same time. So we're gonna go up here. I don't think I've ever read the Expert D&D books. I've never heard of Tom Moldvay, so... So that's one thing that I know that some folks in the DDO community are like, you don't know this stuff? Like, nope. 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 Sorry. Because when I was a youngling, we lived out in the boonies, north central Pennsylvania at the time. And my brother started to get into D&D kind of with his friends. He never really got into it. He was just like, oh, this is a fun game to play with my friends. It was very much a, I don't want my kid sister around all the damn time. And the group of boys that he ran with were all like, ew, girls. Ew. Girls don't play this game. We don't want girls in this game. Ew. So it became a situation where, hi, Antheron. This is why this is the Room of Dread. So I never got to play D&D when I was a kid. Because my brother didn't want to game with his little sister. Oh, this should be fun. I still have the dread effect on me. There we go. You didn't get to play because your soul may have been stolen by Satan? Yeah, yeah. We didn't deal with the satanic panic in my area like that. Nobody gave a shit about that. But, it was definitely a situation where, yeah, girls don't play D&D. Girls that aren't smart enough to play D&D. Girls shouldn't play D&D. This is a boys' game. This is what I think about any. And it's kind of like, I'm thinking, this is a boys' game. How many times has the USA women's hockey team won the gold medal at the Olympics? In 26 years? How many times has the men's team won in, 46 years? You're not entirely convinced that the satanic panic ever ended where you grew up? I don't think I went down this hallway. No, I didn't. The most fun I had in D&D when I was in a group that was fully half women. I think one thing I found out about D&D is if I'm playing in a group where the turns are taking forever, I get bored out of my goddamn mind. It's only a northern song. Found the northern chamber. Okay, so that was the one that was up there. Even with the most patient and fun DM, Archivist Owl is an amazing DM with a Oh my god, his voice. He normally speaks in a low, sonorous sort of tone. Smooth as butter. The dude needs to be a professional voice actor. For real. For real. Yeah, it's actually one of my favorite Beatles songs. I love it. But not only could, like, his normal speaking voice, and he normally speaks with, like, a received pronunciation British voice, even though he himself is Greek. And so English isn't actually his first language. But he also does voices. Like, one day he did a goblin voice. I'm like, the fuck, Owl? What? That's... for a moment there, I couldn't believe it was actually him. But it was actually him. And funnily enough, Owl once accidentally wound up on the front page of the Wall Street Journal a few years back. When Blizzard did a thing at Gamescom, where they had these, in effect, a ride, where you could pretend that you were flying a griffin over a bit of storm wind. Whoosh. I think it was something to do in time with a Warcraft movie, thereabouts then, I think. And so they were doing a thing, it's like a whole VR thing, like you wore a VR headset, and they had a fan blowing, air in your face to simulate flying. And this is really good. Because Owl, at the time at least, had long hair, his hair was flying back behind him. And the headline was, gaming fans have a hair-raising experience at Gamescom or whatever, or Warcraft fans. And I saw this article, and I look at this, and I'm like... And I knew that Owl was at Gamescom that year. And I'm like... So I posted it in his Discord, and his then fiance goes, "Oh my god, that's Owl!" And they all freaked out about the fact that, Owl just randomly happened to be on the front page of the Wall Street Journal in full color. And they went and found a digital copy and everything and got, And the thing that sealed it that it was actually him is his badge had a piece of art on it, like his official branded logo. Is something that she had made for him. I actually attended their wedding by Zoom. I got to speak to the judge ahead of time because I was one of their witnesses. And so I was very respectful. I was like, "Yes, Your Honor. No, Your Honor." That's the first time I've talked to a judge in, oh God. But I do find that when I'm playing D&D, when it's not my turn, my mind just goes wandering off. And I try to follow the action of what's going on. But typically in the group that I run with, there's one person who is the Chaos Gremlin, and apparently she has God tier initiative rolls, so that when the action starts or decisions are to be made, her decision is always, and she's playing a barbarian. At least this character was a warrior, but you can imagine where it's going to go from there. And much chaos ensued. Okay, so we have 2 more to go. The burial room and the central chamber. We know the central chamber is somewhere around here. But we need to go downstairs to find it. Actually, I'm almost really close to resorting to the wiki and pulling up the maps. I'm getting kind of to that point right now. Because I actually want to get out of here and go play other things and continue the epic story. And about making the rings of Babera here. Which was an interesting idea, but it's going to get some rangers killed. I like in this big honking room, and I'm looking for a room that can take me down to the basement. There's a doorway that could take me down to the basement. So we can plan our route. Why am I doing this? I don't even need to hit the sky. Okay. So, where have we not gone yet? This little sliver right here is a place we haven't gone. I don't think we did this one or that one, so we're gonna have to go wandering a ways. So, to kind of get back to originally my point was, I will be giving away the Ultimate Edition of Isle of Dread while I'm streaming DDO Monday evening. So, and if you don't normally play DDO and would like some assistance and suggestions on what to do with those boxes, the autos boxes work a bit differently than we are used to about Locho's Valars, because they don't level you to XYZ level. They give you X amount of XP. And how far you level depends on whether you've got your guild airship buffs going, or whether you've got a 50% sovereign XP boost. Well, 50% XP booster from the store. They don't have 100% XP boosters like we do. They do two different kinds of boosters. They either do a percentage, they do like 10%, 20, like 5, 10, 20, 30%, and 50%. And then they do one, then they do it either for 3 or 6 hours. They have a 10% as well. So it's like 5, 10, 20, 30, and then 50%, and it's either 3 or 6 hours. Okay, we are here. I want to say maybe this leads down there. Central chamber should be around here somewhere. We missed. And so there's a heroic autos box, which will get you the XP boost. A couple of really cool things like, you know, spirit cakes and a couple of other really nice goodies that you can get for you play, you know, like resurrection cakes, a couple other fun things that you can get. What am I doing here? Oh, it's going that way. Let's go in this way. You can also get a little picker box where you can either choose, I think, 65 astral shards. Astral shards are the same thing as Mithril coin, except earning actual shards, you don't earn them. Yeah, it's like Mithril coin, basically. You get them in, you buy them with real money, or extremely rarely you can get them in your gold rolls, or your silver rolls, actually. Hello, another room I found. Okay, I found the central chamber, and hopefully there's more to go with here. Alright, hopefully... Okay, we just need the buried room. One more room to go. Which room is it? So there. Okay, that's a stairway. Nope, it's a door that didn't open. Also another door that doesn't open. So where is the buried chamber? So if somebody from my Lotro community who doesn't normally use the stuff from DDO would like some advice or what's-its with using those autos boxes, hit me up and we can chat about it. Okay, let's go back downstairs and see where I think that last one is. Kind of feel that it might be, well, it's got to be a room down here. So what I'm looking for is something that's not currently on the map. It feels like this space here would be a good candidate for a place, another space to be. I think, however, in interest of time, I am going to go look it up on the wiki. And we're looking for... It's into Lotham. Kitty cats are meowing. Okay, so I have to go upstairs to... Minas Elendor. Okay. I'm on the right path. Of where I think I need to go. So we need to get to here. Okay, we need to actually get down a level. I'm gonna go that way. We're gonna go this way. My bags is almost full. I'm getting some good crafting mats out of this, that's for sure. Okay, the door that I'm looking for is along this wall over here. Oops. Here it is. Here it is. I didn't go down this door earlier. Yay! We did it! And only one cheat? Creepy. You should get more than 5 Lotro points for this deed, for sure. We did it! Okay, now comes the fun part. Trying to find a way back out. But we were just in the place to find our way out. I'm gonna go that way. Yeah, and I wouldn't have found that one without looking it up. Because I had seen the door, and what I should probably have done is every time I had seen a door, I should have just gone and gone out. Speaking of going out, that's not what I intended. It's the middle one. We need to go upstairs. It's so much fun hitting things with lightning. What I also like to point out is, you do have the option of mithril coining your way around, at least to get out of here. But I'm like, why waste a mithril coin for that? You're glad the Lotra is true auto loot? Hell yeah. Proper auto loot, no less. We're going back to Echad Aregian. No Aregian Night Rainbow. Alas, alack. I am looking for indigo plant. There was no indigo plant. I didn't get any indigo when I was riding through here. During the official. We're gonna do a little side quest here in a minute, in that I'm going to actually see where this goes next. Of course I know where it goes, but it's been so long I've forgotten some of the details. Sorry. Oh yeah, we're hitting this up. We're hitting this up. Old crafting mats, don't care. I have a one of the Moria epilogues that I want to either fully complete or get to the point where it's insisting on doing like a fellowship quest, and then I'll just leave it there. But it requires me to go kill an orc, a goblin, or an uruk in like the Lone Lands, the North Downs, or in some of the places whose name I'm forgetting. Up that away, though. Up that away. One other thing. Ah, there we go. Our stream is complete. See, totally just disrupted my train of thought.
My father is back. He spoke well of your performance within the ruins.
Mm-hmm. I think they want him to make something, but what it is, I have no idea. That Ranger Rodanier might be able to tell you more. Rodanier.
Ah, now I know why Harborod wanted us to rescue this phony gem cutter.
Alright. I know I brought this delay. That's I agree with him. He's commissioned a task for which Foodie is well suited. He wants Foodie to make it an imitation of the Ring of Barahir.
Harborod can tell you more, but I agree with him. What chance is this?
What chance is it? If chance be, that puts a wandering jewelsmith Jillcraft right in the path at this moment. He's right. It is a small chance, but a happy one. Alright, let's talk to Halberad and figure out what's going on.
Our only aim is to help the heir of Isildur in any way that we can.
Think of this. The land of Isildur is recognized by the heirlooms of that house, the shards of Narsil, now reforged, the scepter of Numinous, long kept in Rivendell and used as a walking stick by hobbits. Because that happened in Lotro. Oh, yeah. The other thing that I'm glad that Lotro does that other games might have options to do, but don't really do it as a default, is the whole right-click on something and you move to it. Click to move is such a wonderful thing. Just saying. Oh, Kodolka. This way, now this great company rides to the defense of Aragorn in southern lands increasingly. Captain here was lost in Florida, hell but regained. I've heard this story. Yeah. I've lived this story a couple different times, actually. Danger crowds around us upon every side, but our own safety must be secondary to that of Aragorn. Imagine, therefore, if a member of our company is slain or taken captive by the enemy. If that man bore a ring of the same description as the ring of Barahir, would that not give his captor pause? I have therefore made this proposal to Funi Gemcutter, to craft rings so like to the ring of Barahir, based on Candai's description, that should any of this company fall into the hands of the enemy, it may sow confusion into his mind. This confusion may buy the true heir precious time. Tell me when you're ready, and we will go with Funi to the forges he will use. Those forges, indeed.
It is time.
For every ranger in the company, so that's going to be a lot of work. Because how many rangers were there?
A skilled jewel crafter has crossed our path, and Halberod has devised a curious plan for him. He wants imitations made of the ring of Barahir borne by Aragorn for each Dunedain in our company.
Okay. Melting gold with which to fashion... Except the ring of Barahir was silver, wasn't it? What you want? The coppers I picked up in Minas Elendur. Where's the fourth one? We went and got 4. Somebody's embezzling. Dunedain is embezzling. Alright, let's go talk to Elro here. We, of course, are in Mirabelle, which we're now not to see. Little boy elf sitting under a tree. Crafting the ring sought by Halbrand goes well. Good. These preparations give our enemy even the slightest pause, the time they will take to be counted. 5 will be counted 5 and 7 times in value. Pause. Confidence. Before we left in Ladris, my father gave to me messages for Aragorn, confident that he would understand them. But I too understand their meaning, and that understanding fills me with worry. He bade me remind Aragorn of the words of the seer Malbeth, and of the paths of the dead. I will tell you of... Ah! Tonight on Middle-earth Accountants, we will look into the bookkeeping practices of the Second Age Elves of Eregion. Well, see, here's the thing. We brought 4 coffers out of Minas Elendor, so they went missing between when we left Minas Elendor and when we got here. So it wasn't the Second Age Elves of Eregion that we have to worry about. It's where are they getting kittens? Hi. I have 2 kitty cats. They're close enough that I can lean over in my chair and pet them, or at least reach out your finger and they go touch your nosy. They touch nosy. And then Skittish is like, nope, I'm on the other side. You can't touch me. But I don't know where Stormlost is. Stormlost! Because I've got treats for her. See, I got treats. I got kitten treats. See, kitten treats. Because they were in her box and she didn't eat them earlier. What's that? Someone is in trouble. This mural is like one of the best pieces of art in all of Lotro. I'm just saying. So who is normally here if Halros isn't here? See, Corey and I disagree on what this actually represents. I'm thinking like the one ring above all, and then like there's a shield around the 3 in the middle. But Corey doesn't agree with me. That's okay. He's allowed to be wrong. All right. So who's here if it's not Halros? Now I need to look this up. Okay. Okay, if you completed Halros Should Go, it's Halros, because he went with us. If you did not complete Halros Should Go, which counts as Halros Should Stay, then it's Roddenir. And the quest text is pretty much the same, but here's the really fascinating thing, is the 2 rangers speak differently. Like, Halros will tell us, say my name, and then go pause. A party of Oryx pause has climbed the path into this place. And Roddenir will say, not even mention my name until the very end. We'll say, a party of Uruks. They have climbed the path. And there are others in the distance. Almost like a Shatnerism. And like the interspersed text between what they actually say something is different as well. So I thought that was fascinating, actually. That they could have made it so it's just a copy pasta with just a different ranger here, but have the exact same text, but they have a different cadence to what they're saying and actually say different words. I like that. I like that they make it different for the two different rangers. That's actually really good. Oh, the thinks you're going to buy everyone a Middle Earth around at the end. Yeah. Gotta go help Goladier. Hi guys, what's up? Nazgul. I smell man flesh. Regular orc and uruk. You call them the Great Company. It's like, man, that guy was actually good. He knocked out like 4 of them. According to Fusey, his father work going well and smoothly. No more interruptions. I feel we'll soon see an end to this delay. He laughs softly. He laughs. A son that has been missing from the journey of the Great Company. Because these are dour men. Unnoticed until now. I say delay, but I feel better for having a secret held in reserve. Let our foes mill about in confusion while the true heir of Isildur makes himself his ally. It's good to be doing something. Yep. Alright, well that was fun. And now we're back at Ekateregion.
May this work prove to have been unnecessary in the end. Fervently, I hope it is so.
Alrighty. In the sad event that one of our friends is slain or captured by the enemy, perhaps is Bebara here. Buy our chieftain Aragorn some precious seconds. Our struggles are for him, for the return of the heir of Isildur, the return of the king of Gondor. Must be off again. Our destiny awaits in the wide southern lands. We're going to get ourselves a nice upgraded hat. And that'll be really nice. And we'll lose our set bonus for the Armor of Harmony. Oopsie doodle. The bags are full, so let's fix that real quick. Where's my thing? There's my thing. Pretty soon we'll see not broken halberds, but a broken halberd, but that'll be quite some time in the future in this game. Why am I getting an essence? Psst. There's no point in having essences. Oh, hello. We got another barrel shroud somewhere along the line. That's nice. I get a gold in change. Nice.
A single hesitation on the part of Aragon's foes could make the difference.
Okay. Let's open that up. And I believe we had the rare ones over here. That is a tracer. Nope, that's more enhancement rings. Yeah, let's wear our new hat. If we are fortunate, none of the rings Babari here, born by the heirs of our company, will need to serve the purpose for which they are crafted. Even so, I'm glad to have them in the event they become necessary. Single moment of hesitation could make the difference. It's time to ride again. Let us cross south into the northern stretches of Dunland. The plains of Enedwaith will be the next stop on our journey. We'll take our rest once we get across into the land of Fordirith in northern Enedwaith. Daggeras will select the location, and you should speak with Lothrandir when we arrive at Echad Daggeras to learn the lay of the land. Okay. Okay, we got a long way to go and a long time to get there. Got an hour to go. Keep running into taters. You must know that Patina's streaming right now on his own channel. Let me see what's going on. Let me see what's going on. Meh. Meh. There's 95 people currently watching Lotro. Unlike DDO, one thing I find that's very funny about DDO is the fact that anytime I look in the DDO category, there's at least 1 to 4 streams that are playing Dungeons and Dragons. They are unaware of the existence of the MMO. I find that fucking hilarious. That people, even though the category name says that it's for the MMO by Standing Stone or whatever, people still manage to stream. They still manage to stream their actual tabletop sessions into the DDO category. It is fucking hilarious. Anyhow, let's get the wiki out of the way. And let's keep going. So this character here on Angmar, this is the Angmar server, by the way. In case you're wondering why I'm playing such a low character. Indigo plant, my love. Because I want to get caught up to the level cap. I was originally giving up on this server because it's like, well, I don't really care to level up again. And just to eventually, with the notion that maybe eventually I'll be transferring this character to a different server in the distant future when this server finally shuts down, etc., etc. The life of a normal legendary world in the land of Lord of the Rings Online. But with these being 64-bit servers, they might not need to do that. I am actually going to go get the stable point for Echad Mirabelle while we're here. Look, it's the Angle of Mythithol! We're gonna run over, not the Angle of Mythithol. That would be Swan Fleet and Cardolan over that away. We're gonna go cross the boundaries. Over by... We're gonna go visit the Carascalebrin. Hi. The one thing that puzzles me is the fact that you've got the Saranan here. And then it ends down here. And of course you can't climb up there because that's an instanced area. But I wonder if you can swim through this gap here. I never actually tried this before. See, this is why Scenario is my favorite. And then you could just ride the road through. And I remember when they first started putting these areas next to each other. And some people were freaking out about, oh my god, what happens if I cross this and I'm level 15? I could lose my Undying title. I'm like, yes you could. This is true. But I've lived with World of Warcraft for the past 20 years. And I'm used to Lakeshire, in the Red Ridge Mountains, being right which is a similar level area. I think it's like 20-ish, 15 to 20-ish, I forget exactly. But if you ride the road north from that area, alright, apparently I already have used the stable master point. Stable master, okay. Let's go to Enedwaith then. You will wind up in Black Rock Mountain, or close to Black Rock Mountain, in the Burning Steppes, which is a level 51 area. It's basically max level. It was close to max level at the time. It didn't know mo. And so everybody was just like completely going spare about, you know, having low level areas and high level areas next to each other. And like, but I want to explore. What happens if I explore too far? And I'm like, that's why you need to keep an eye out. I mean, at least Lotro does something that WoW doesn't do. in that Lotro has nameplates that will tell you if a mob is purple, don't go near it. It's gonna attack you. You're gonna get your ass killed. Game. Game. I like the game likes me being here. Especially moose, right? Yeah, yeah. Those moose will come get you. It's always funny when Corey gets attacked by the female deer. The hinds, because normally the hinds are non-aggressive, so they don't show up as red dots. And they don't show up as red dots because they're officially non-aggressive. But if you're too high level and you go near the hinds, they will come after your ass. And you can't see them on the mini-map. I think my game is being fussy. Also, gray mobs won't attack unless attacked. Yeah. They don't have gray mobs in WoW. If it's an aggressive mob and no matter what your level is compared to their level, they will attack you. If you just... I mean, the aggro radius is a lot different. Like, you can stand on them for a while before they aggro on you, but they still will aggro on you if you just sit around. Sit right on top of them or something. So, I'm a little bit puzzled by the fact that I'm stuck. It's like, I can't go back. I can't go forward. Oh, there we go. And every time somebody complains, why do they misspell connection? It's like, they're not. They're not misspelling connection. I spell it exactly the way Tolkien spelled it in the books. That's why Tomes of Defense has a C in it. What's actually really funny is sometimes with my day job, I have to email clients that are in the UK about some of our digital signage are in buses. And so they identify the buses based on their license plate. And so I mentioned the license and I spell it the UK way. And of course, then it makes Outlook or our ticketing system look like I'm being spastic. It puts little red things on it and say, hey, you misspelled this word. And I'm like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. All right, let's get back in here. Well, now I have a bunch of blueberries. A half-orc tough. He's only level 52. I'll leave him alone. All that dithering trying to find everybody got us so far behind that these quests are not really difficult. And that's why I haven't gotten attacked by any bad guys. For the Veil of the Nine mechanic. It's because everybody's so under level compared to me. Though the caveat to the gray mobs not attacking doesn't count in instances. They will still attack you in instances. They're scripted to attack anything in sight. Based on their scripting. And are we gonna do the kill 5 billion goats quest at night? Nope. I'm gonna kill as many as I need for the quest. To move on, because we're going to focus exclusively on the epic. No side quests until I get caught up and they start getting bad guys. Alright, we are now in Forderith. An area that I should have been in many, many, many years ago.
How can I be of service?
Okay. Brachiar, hi.
The men of Dunland are a wild people, and they care little for the Dunedain.
And not at all for the men of Rohan. They have warred with the Rohirrim and covet still their lands. It is their strongly held belief that those lands belong to the men of Dunland. They are proud and fierce, quick to anger and slow to forgiveness. They tolerate no weakness, and are suspicious of outsiders. During my time here in the Southlands, it seemed to me that these men had no identity as Dunlendings, thinking of themselves instead as members of particular clans, dominated by strong, willful leaders. Dagras has met already with the member of one such clan, Wadu of the Ukluth. He has set aside his suspicions for the moment. You might learn something of his people by speaking to him. Wadu, of course, is the brother of, well, we'll meet her soon enough.
You have come with these men, but you are not one of them.
Yep, that's true. The warning I gave to this man, this Dagras, I give to you. My people will not allow you to interfere with their lives. You may pass through these lands, but you cannot stay. Strength only do they respect. Strength such as mine, or of my father, Solwuk. Even my sister, Nona, wields the sword, and I wager she does with greater skill than any of these Devodiad. This actually is the first time in the OG game that you get mentioned as a Devodiad. Of course, they kind of take that away when you can meet Dunlendings in, of course, Western Oregon. So being called Devodiad doesn't quite hit as much anymore if you do the Before Shadow story.
The Okluth clan will tolerate your presence, but others will be hostile.
Okay. They've been given gold and have forgotten their true allegiances. Many of them traveled north into the land of the Holly, but they have returned. They are cowards on their own. They are cowards on behalf of their new master. But these Luth that fight for gold have no loyalty to their former brothers. They fight even the Ukluth. For every one of my people they slay, they put a mark in blood on a chip of wood. They believe their new master will pay them for every one of their kinsmen they slay. It's an abomination. We've already killed some of my people, traveled to the deserters' camps north of here, and deprived them of the blood marks they have already collected. Recover, too, the weapons of my fallen brothers. I do not want them taken by their foes. Bro, you can't do this yourself? And they say north of here, but it's actually south of here. I'm just saying. Just saying. Let's go beat up some done landings. It's definitely nice to be in this land versus being under the trees in northern Mirkwood. For sure. Like, for sure. It's definitely nice to get colors other than grays and browns and fire. A little bit of color of flowers and heather. And other such fripperies. One of the things that you should always turn on in your game is having floaty names always on top. Always on top. I've seen Corey apparently doesn't have that setting turned on, and you can kind of tell. Because nameplates, when he even bothers to turn on nameplates, which is questionable that he actually does that sometimes. I always see the nameplates clipping through whatever item that they're near. Makes it harder to find things when you're looking for them. One more. One more. One more. One more. Where's my Stormlost kitten cat? And I'm very sad that she's obviously curled up sleeping somewhere. But where she's sleeping, I don't know. Oops, sorry about that. Okay. We got about a half hour to go. We're gonna keep working on the story here. And we'll call it an evening.
These other clans are no longer of my stock. They are like orcs now.
Brings me no joy to see these marks nor to receive these weapons, for they remind us of the Ukluth that have fallen, and of the greed of these people that were once my kin. But no more. They are coward slaves to gold, and no longer men. The brave Ukluth will treat them like orcs. You will continue to do so? Good. You're not one of us, but you will be a friend to my family. Perhaps we will compare the tallies of the slain when all of Dunland is unified again, under the strong rule of the Ukluth. Look forward to that time. Tell your Devodiad friends that what you have done for Wadu. I am not certain about them, but you, I have made up my mind. Your strength of will is like to mine, and you are made of similar stuff, strong as the stones of Dunland. So one thing I appreciate about Locho is the fact that the books pretty much paint the Dunlendings as a unified people, almost savages, and a little bit of colonial history in there with, you know, the blonde-haired, you know, pale-skinned men from the north riding on down and sweeping the Dunlendings out of their ancestral lands. But some might argue, depending on which what you're reading, which portion of Tolkien you're reading, that the Dunlendings have no claim on this land, in that Calenarthon was actually depopulated at that time due to the plague. So there weren't nobody home to defend the land. It wasn't being stolen from anybody who was actively living there, kind of deal. You know, you snooze, you lose. Finders keepers, losers weepers. You know, possession of 9/10 of the law. All those little platitudes. But these events happened. You know, the Rohan has only existed for like 500 years. And we can parallel that to real life history. We know that there are blood feuds between various groups of people that are more than 500 years old. And you've got your civilized people coming in and trying to say, oh, we'll help you solve this problem with our diplomacy, without really understanding that the difficulties, the feuds, and whatever have been going on for longer than that country has existed. All right. Let's go back to Lothrandir. Hey, bud.
Perhaps Wadu's respect for you will help us as we work with his people.
If his family ruled the Ukluth, perhaps our road south would be easier. Sadly, it appears that his father, Silvuk, though respected by the Brainin of the Ukluth, is not one of his Brehur. Still, respect is earned and is not respect wasted. Perhaps Wadu's help us as we deal more closely with them. Okay.
Cyrodion has gone on ahead and established a camp in the Windfells.
Okay. Plan to investigate the state of the road that runs through Enedwaith and Dunland, for he worried that it had been blocked by hostile Dunlending clans. Yes, it had been. Alright, far to the southwest of here. Let's go for a long-ass ride. And, of course, we're going to a place that for many, many moons you couldn't get through. Because there was nothing on the other side properly built in the game. But now there is. And the gate is open! I remember the first time we took Corey through the gate at Enedwaith, and he was so excited to go into Cardalon. Because it was exciting. Because he remembered the gate that was closed. And, you know, he loves a good visit to other areas and exploring. I mean, if he could get a tourist mode in Lotro, where he could just go wander around and look at everything without getting attacked by mobs, he would freaking adore it. I'm not sure if I loved or hated this region. Because the Windfills themselves is very trackless, and it's very rough and rocky. I mean, there are places I've been to places like this in real life. But in terms of navigating in a video game, a little bit rough. A little bit rough. And of course there's the road, and you can follow the road if you want to. It's good when you get to this road. This is the road you want to follow. Because this is the fun part. We're going to go up this way as part of the quest anyway, but we're going to go now. Because it's fun. Oh, wait a minute. Are we on the... Oh yeah, we're on the right path. It's a long ways to go. It's called over-leveling, Corey. Yeah. Yep. Corey has an E in his name, by the way. C-O-R-E-Y. Corey gets Valars. He gets all the same streamer goodies that the rest of us get. Whether he remembers to apply the Valars is another question. He's currently only used up to his level 120 Valar. See, Corey is like the perfect person to be on the Lojo content creator team, but he's never going to do any of the stuff that he needs to do for that program. He ain't got time. He's running a whole ass university. And he's got a life and a wife and you know, whatever. So here's the fun where you can come through. You can finally get past this blockade because, you know, this used to be a stockade that you couldn't get through. Many years down the line, scenario, open the gates! So we're now on the Eastern Old South Road. And so this is like the place that people were kind of freaking out about. This one is a lot easier because you can see, it's clear that there's a boundary here that you might want to avoid the dudes down there. But the one over by, the one over here by the Hobbit Village, by Lintrev and Glen Helig, people are like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, but what if I happen to stumble across the thing? And I actually went to the fishing hole on a low-level character. Yes, I'm pointedly ignoring the small boots. I'm ignoring the small boots. Though that is... Hold on. Let's go get it. Let's go. Let's go get the small boots. But I don't think we'll manage to complete the deed, but at least I'll have it in my deed log. Little wonders. But no, he wants a properly settled tourist mode that he can just go throughout the entire game, and he would be like also a perfect candidate for if they ever allowed people to have access to the admin camera, which I don't think they're ever going to actually manage to do. Remember Cordovin used to do that? Like, he detached his camera from his character and just swoop it around the landscape around him, and it was so cool. And I think for a while they were talking about the possibility of making that so that players could have that. But they would have to, it'd be like maybe a premium service or something. But they never actually made it happen. I don't know if they just decided not to, or if they decided, you know what, this is too much of a hassle, we're not going to bother. Where am I going? I'm going down here. Because unfortunately, my quest directional arrow, the quest arrow on my mini-map, is exactly where the thing for my camera is, so I can't see it. Crossing land blocks. Nope. You have to hunt for yourselves.
We have few friends here, and I fear they are becoming fewer.
Things are not right in Enedwaith. Pray that the plans of the wizards are untold to us by Elrond are more advanced than even the elf lord believed. You tell Saradon of your encounter with Wadu, the Ukluth. Nods grimly. We have few friends here. When they become fewer, Wadu may speak for us, but I am not convinced his clan will listen. Already there are more clans in Enedwaith than just the Ukluth, and they are hostile to us. Travel a short way to the north and see what's become of the road. See, we could have come down here first and then gone up to the road. Oops. We're gonna do this. I do like the sound effect they do have of the wind, because it is the wind fells. On the other hand, we're about to find something bad on the road. Other than just the blockade. A report and a sword with ancient markings. Hastily written report. The road north has been blocked as you ordered. Anyone traveling this way will need to pass by us, and they will have some troubles if they're not approved. Kuthak and Sarghut took their bands north once the blockade was in place. My clan was glad to see them go, but you are wise and must know best. And close find a sword we took from an upstart on the road. He put up a fight. Was no match for one of my archers who shot him from hiding. You'll find the sword interesting. So even the bold and brave Wadu could be easily felled by a single arrow. I always wind up taking the long way around. I'm on mean.
This confirms what I feared.
He marvels with the sword. One of the Dunlending clans has been ordered, likely by Saruman, to blockade the road north and slay who any seek to pass that way. The sword is of ancient make. See the markings here in the shape of horses? This is the sword of the Rohirrim.
The former bearer of this sword may still be alive.
Okay. But injured and near death, there may be a chance we can save him. Perhaps the hostile Dunlendings who stole his blade did not finish him. He may have tidings of Rohan, and as that is where we hope to join Aragorn, they could be of use to us. Okay, begin at the road. And go from there. Okay, who farmed the Ilex that was here 5 seconds ago? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Who was farming the Ilex? It's Fordon. Nice pank in the sky. Lovely pank. As the stars fade away. It was not one of the Rohirrim after all. It was Wadu, and he is dead. Alas, for poor Wadu. We just met the guy and he's already dead.
Why would Wadu have borne such a sword? What brought him to that road to die?
I'm sorry indeed to hear that Wadu has been slain. I can't understand how he came to possess the sword that was taken from him. It is without doubt a sword of the Rohirrim, and the men of Rohan are no friend of the clans of Dunlin. There's a long ass history of war between them. If Saruman's plans continue to bear fruit, there will be war again. Was he so overmatched in number that even with such a well-crafted sword could avail him nothing?
His family must be told of his death, and the sword returned to them.
There's no use dwelling upon such mysteries, for we may never know the answers to them. He spoke of his family too, did he not? They must be told. Okay. You likely find them at Lonok, the village of the Ukluth in Nan Alegoland. You should ask the people there until you find his father and bring him both the unhappy news and the sword. It may seem cold, but perhaps the death of his son at the hands of another Dunlending clan will soften the father's heart to the Dunedain. Wadu may still help us in our errand, though he be slain. Okay, let's go. This was the Bridge of Doom on many a Hobbit run to Isengard. We lagged like crazy over that bridge so many times. I always wondered about this little pool. And how did this come to be? The Hobbitry and Meriadoc did that. It was how you met them. The entire group entered the Trollshaws. Yeah. We're gonna lead him through town.
Leave us alone, and we will leave you in peace.
I'm not here to leave you alone, buddy.
Speak not to me of Wadu. He is a coward and no son of mine.
Okay, hi, Dad. The silence following the proclamation stretches awkwardly for too long a time. You read your expression. He is dead? Then his chance for courage is ended, and I mourn only that. No, I will not hear. I will hear no more of it. You have the words of Wadu. Tell them to his sister. If the powers are just, Nona would have been the son, and he the daughter, for she is like iron and could make her father proud. With all the clans all around the Ukluth preparing for war closing in upon us, the only good thing Wadu ever did for us was rid us of his cowering presence. Oh, shit. Dad's a bit of a jerk. Not gonna lie. This is the first and the last place we ever meet Nona. Sorry, spoilers. Well, for now, we might see her again. I don't know. So now that I'm meeting her for the first time on this character and remembering what happens in the Corsairs of Umbar expansion. That was indeed a full circle moment when we come back here many, many years ago. When did this content come out originally? Let's ask the wiki. Patches. The Rising, Oh. So this is where they switched from naming expansions based on volume number and started doing things based on update. So we're in Volume 3, Book 2. The Ride of the Great Company came out, looks like in... Allies of the King, it came out in 2020. Ah, damn it. 2010. That actually hurt. Okay, so 2010. And the Corsairs of Umbar came out in 2023. So 13 years, almost 14 years later, because Corsairs came out in late 2023. And Allies of the King came out in March of 2010. So Volume 3, Book 2 came out in, let's say, September. So 2010 to 2023, that's 13 years between when we meet her now and first hear of her name first, and then we actually meet her to when she presumably exits the story until Maid of Lines decides to bring her back into the story for some reason or other. Isn't that fun? Maid of Lines plays a long-ass game. Okay. Look, why couldn't I ride forward? Oh, I parked right in front of the rock. Alright.
Wadu was not the fighter our father Sulvok wanted him to be.
And she has changed her voice acting over the years. I think they got a different voice actor for her at some point. And that can happen. I think Gandalf has 2 different voice actors as well. And it's probably because one is not available. Though the difference between the 2 Gandalf voice actors is not as way different as OG Nona and current Nona, for sure. She definitely sounds very different, very much like English is not her first language, or rather, in this case, Westron. Very deep and growly accent. She listens softly as you count your discovery of her brother's death. This is the briefest trembling within her deep eyes, then is gone. The emotion mastered. Nona stares at you sternly. Wade was not the fighter our father Solosh wanted him to be. When he spoke to him, which was rarely, Solosh was cruel. I tried to give Wadu the lessons he needed, lessons in the sword and in the axe and the ways of fire, but I could not teach him the courage he needed. My words to him were harsh. If they drove him to his death, I would have them back.
After our argument, Wadu went to the dwarf halls in Thrar's Combe.
Yeah, the voice acting here sounds like she's trying to do a bit of Scottish and Welsh at the same time. Went to the halls of Korach the dwarves in Thor's Combe, and what he saw there I do not know. He would say nothing to me when he returned. Those halls have been abandoned for countless years, and have a fell reputation. No one goes there. Korach, Ukluth, or Dragluth. Did Wadu find a sword there? I cannot explain it. If you go to the dwarf halls and learn what my brother saw there, I will repay you with knowledge of these lands and only to the Ukluth. I have never been to the halls of the Korach, but they can be found far to the east of here, in the northern mountains of Thor's Combe. So, yeah. We're gonna go right up there. That's about enough time for us to get there. And then I think we'll find ourselves at a good stopping place. And so, yes, this does mean we're probably going to be climbing up Nara's Peak tonight. For the very first time. Then I think I might go get me a snack. Snacks are good. If I run across that quest again, we'll continue. Probably not going to worry about it, though. I do wish this particular little pond had all of the running water effects, or at least the ripple effects, because it really draws me out of the story to see the only greenery in the water is a reflection of the stuff up there. And I understand, you know, I try to be very understanding of scenarios, the fact that it's a performance issue, and also that, you know, there's no gameplay reason to have stuff under the water, but in terms of immersion, that it kind of sucks that there's nothing there. But I don't want to harangue the poor guy about it. He does what he can do. With the tools that he has, and he's very good at his damn job. What was really funny is I just randomly ran across him at PAX East last year. It's like I was just, you know, in the main lobby of the Boston Convention Center. I forget where I was going. I was going somewhere, and then I saw him start to walk. I was like, "Oh, hey, Scenario." I think I actually called him by his real name, Matt. "Oh, hi, Matt. How you doing?" And then he's like, "Oh, hey." But he was on his way somewhere, so we exchanged pleasantries, and I didn't want to, you know, keep him and shoot the shit with him. Well, yep. Talk to Mr. Scenario. And I also ran into Tolero, the DDO producer. Okay, I always like to come here and loot the corpses. Loot the corpse, loot the other thing, loot the other thing. They have a really swift respawn time, but this is a good way to farm mats for this new crafting tier. I think the other one's on the other side over here. If I recall, sheep! Oh, yeah, the wooden chest over here. We get scroll cases. So after the stream tonight, I'm deciding whether I'm going to play some more WoW Midnight, or if I'm going to start playing DDO's anniversary event. I will be streaming tomorrow night right here, and it is going to be the DDO anniversary event, because I need to farm some tokens. I need to farm some goddamn tokens to get all their stuff. Okay. Yeah, I think it's Nara's Peak. We're going up Nara's Peak. Don't shoot my horse. Are we gonna run into a Gweeber up here? There's a Gweeberling over there. There's another Gweeberling there. Oh, there's an actual Gweeber. The first time I saw a Gweeber, very first time in like 2010, I thought they were actual like named mobs. Like, oh shit! It's a rare! Nope. It's just the special name for them. Alright. I heard the little tick here. I heard the little tick as I crossed the bridge. Now, if you were a hunter, or a warden, you would have the best opportunity to get the hidden deed for going up and down the mountain so many times. Because you could just teleport to the top. With a short cooldown. Now, of course, there's the folks who have... Whoops. You know what? I think I did go the wrong way. No, I didn't go the wrong way. I didn't do the switchback. That's what I missed the switchback. Got a belated. Got 2 falls at once. That's cool. Unless you got like the hurried traveler thing where you get the short cooldown on your travel skills. Yeah, there's the muster horn, there's a campsite, there's a milestone, there's the dwarf marker. I'm going to turn in our 2 Dunlin quest. Who's streaming? Thadrius is streaming. Okay. I'm going to go hang out with Thadrius. So don't pick this up. Don't pick this up until you get to book 4. We're on book 2. I really honestly wish they would do like 2 different coroneers and have the one with the correct book not allow you to take it until you... But the on-ramps are a little bit weird. Hi, Nar.
Eh? Who's there? Who is it? Huh?
Pierce Ward is ICM unbeatable fix soup is cold. Hervin, soup is cold, set it up the fire. Ah, yes, 3 and 20. And be floating slightly with the exhalation. Brings his hand up to his mouth, holding a ladle and sips the air. Poor Nar. It gets better.
Welcome to Zutrican, traveler. I should apologize for old Nar.
He is very old. I know not how old. And his mind wanders. He has experienced a great deal of hardship and pain. I mean, here all while others have left him. I'll save Frithgear, that is. Explain why you have come and ask Frithgear about Wadu. He nods without connection. Ah, yes, the Dunlending. He came to speak with Nar some time ago. Nar was more aware that night than he usually is, so I marked the visit. The 2 ventured into the mine beneath these halls. I'm sorry, I do not remember anything else peculiar about the visit. There's a brew I can make of several ingredients found throughout Thrower's Comb. The vapors of the brew seem to make Nar more aware of his surroundings. If you bring me some of these ingredients, the brew may allow you to speak with Nar directly. I will need several handfuls of the Huwulhur's herb, some Nijam Mujdu flowers, and the variety of nut called Kibil Luz. I'll take this list of ingredients and where they can be found. Okay, we got our list, but we're not going to do this right now because this is going to take forever. So, it's time for us to go. I'm going to head out. Again, I'll be on tomorrow night playing some DDO, I do believe. Doing some DDO anniversary stuff. Yes. And I will be on DDO stream on Sunday. I'll be back here doing more. It's a DDO weekend because they're doing the anniversary event. So this can kind of wait. I mean, this is fun. I love the story. It's much more fun than Siege of Mirkwood as a story. I like it a lot more. Especially since Nar, of course, is a lore character. I'm loving it. All right. So thanks for watching. Again, if you like this kind of content, toss a like. Follow the channel on Twitch. Subscribe for free on YouTube. And, you know, do the things. Be good. If you can't be good at it. All right? Bye. You hit a button.